Last time we discussed Litecoin, we were talking about lighting a fuse for the wave three. But like most of the other cryptos, we've had a precipitous drop in what I'm now calling a wave two. The pattern we're looking at right here in the micro picture, the 1 hour view, has the new pattern in purple that is almost identical to those we see in Bitcoin and Ethereum and other cryptocurrencies. The old pattern we had was this blue pattern. In the last video, I called that the top of the wave one and this the bottom of the wave two. However, we've had a much more appropriate wave one and an appropriately scary wave two over the past few days that has taken us into our wave two box as pictured here. Like with Bitcoin and Ethereum, the pattern here is not as clear as I would like. So this may actually just be the A wave of a larger wave two, and we may be in the midst of a B wave bounce with a C wave to follow, again, marked in orange. And that may take us all the way to the bottom of the support box, maybe even below our red line, which is our 61.8% retrace point. And the reason I say that is because usually your A and your C wave have some kind of equivalency or some kind of Fibonacci relationship. So we could actually break below that support and still remain in a healthy bullish position. If you're trying to buy, it's a good time to put a lump sum in now. This is a much more appropriate second wave than what we had previously thought of was as being the second wave. Of course, this blue pattern is now invalidated. Our third wave was back here, fifth wave up here. Again, we're in the wave two. If this holds, if you want to ride the rocket up, see how this goes. Our wave three is projecting to 331 to 361. And after a wave four consolidation, we would expect Litecoin to head up into the 380 to 410 range for the larger wave one, which actually does fall within our expected standard projection for the larger wave one, which would be between 305 and 590. Those would be the 0.382 to 0.618 extensions of what we have identified as our larger 1-2 pattern. In this big picture, I've shuffled a couple of things around for clarification, and I've added an alternate pattern. But first, we'll, of course, go over the primary pattern, which is marked in green, as it had been before. And this green pattern presumes that this whole rally up to earlier in 2021, May of 2021 to be exact, was a wave one with a really steep drop off in a wave two, just about a 50% retrace, and that we are in the midst of a powerful third wave. If this wave holds together, as I mentioned, we will face resistance somewhere between 305 and 590. There's a couple of resistance points that would presumably be where our larger wave one ends. We would expect a deeper, scarier, longer wave two, just because it's a degree higher. And at that point, you would likely have your last buying opportunity, assuming this pattern holds together. From there, our larger third wave would take us to somewhere between 1716 and 3317. And again, that 1716 number is still very much on our radar right now. Nothing has happened to invalidate that, even though this drop off that we see here is very visible. Provided that we hold that together, our bigger three-wave top, the subwave 5, could get us over 5,000. So again, it's too early to call that right now. Keep looking to see how this develops. Now, as for the alternate pattern, there's the purple pattern that I've added, and this is actually similar to some of the other cryptocurrencies that are following a similar pattern. Several cryptocurrencies they blew off in May, and then they dropped very sharply. And usually that sharp drop, again, would indicate a second wave as opposed to a fourth wave. But it doesn't mean it's always the case. This very well might still be a fourth wave. So in that count, the purple count is that I have displayed here, you have a 1, a 2. Our top in May was a third wave, and this bottom over the past 2-3 months is actually a wave 4. If that's the case, we will only top in a fifth wave around 590, give or take. So that's a strong possibility. I'm still going with my green as my primary right now, but do not be surprised if we don't top as high as we'd like. There are similar alternate patterns in Ethereum, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic, several of the other cryptos that I have analyzed. And of course, as with all those other cryptos, there's an alternate red pattern. This is the bearish case in which our wave two correction didn't actually complete back here in July, but rather we finished an A wave, and we are in a B wave fake out rally right now. And We have a C wave left to clear out all the junk and put out all the flames. So this is, again, a pattern that is possibly, it's a probable pattern, could happen, but very small probability at the moment. We haven't broken any major supports yet in this crypto, so I'm not too worried. And as I've mentioned in the Bitcoin Cash video as well, we would need to see some kind of impulsive wave that goes below our support. And so far, we're not seeing this. This could be considered an impulse wave, but it doesn't have a clear fourth wave or a fifth wave, nothing like that. Now, I do want to highlight that there is a possibility that this could develop into an impulse. So what that would entail is that we have a 1-2 setup here. The bottom is actually a third wave. We're in a fourth wave bounce right now, and we will complete with a fifth wave. And that would be indicative of this entire thing being an impulse down below support. If that happened, definitely would have my attention. I would have some yellow lights flashing. But right now, it's not looking like that's going to happen as far as I can tell. I suspect we'll flirt with that red line, but we're not going to go much lower. The other reason I'm not too convinced of this bearish path is that in other cryptos, we do have a clear zigzag correction for the wave 2, which is what you expect. That's a standard expectation. So again, good buying opportunity. We'll watch how Litecoin develops and stay tuned for updates. Subscribe if you haven't. Thank you for watching and happy trading.